So today I want to talk to you around focus when it comes to sales, the market you're trying to hit, and how by bringing that focus to the way you think about your market, you can unlock some of the funding discussions that you're probably having with investors. Now, I know at a high level, I think obviously sales and fundraising are linked, but there are too many times when, as an investor, I see this slide where we look really top down at the opportunity facing your startup. We demonstrate how there's this huge total addressable market, the classic $1 billion plus total addressable market that we're operating within. And the logic goes something along the lines of, if we take just 1% of this huge market, we're going to be really valuable. And that would work if that was how sales worked. But that is not how they work. The reality is we need to be super focused. And this graph here does not lend itself to that. This graph cannot demonstrate and show the level of focus that you're either bringing to your thinking or to your sales efforts. And this is so important because when you're a startup, you have so much opportunity in front of you, often too much. Typically, that's inherent in the stage of development of your product. You're selling widgets. Are you selling them to the beer industry? Are you selling them to this industry? Are you selling them to that industry? We just don't know, but all of them in theory could be customers. But what we need to demonstrate here is not only that we have clear thinking around our customer and market prioritization. And I just want to footnote here, I've got another video coming up around market prioritization and some resources to help you on that. If you want those, please just drop me a comment or send me a message. So firstly, to think about, just bringing us back on track, custom prioritization. But then secondly, the other thing that we need to demonstrate is how we're going to grow sales. What does sales look like today? Like, who are those initial early adopters that we're focusing on? And how do we gradually grow that customer base until we're dealing with these huge £1 billion markets? And that is all about the ideal customer profile. And I know I'm going to throw a load of thoughts and thinking to you here, but this is why focus is key. Because it's not about how we can be all things to all people. It's about how we can satisfy enough customers today so that we can learn from them, we can build traction, we can build feedback, we can get user-driven product improvements in there so that we can then speed up the feedback loop, make it better and better, refine and enhance our sales process, our go-to-market strategy, raise more money and deploy that money in this well-oiled machine. That machine is not going to be well-oiled if we try and sell to everyone all at once. We're just not going to be very good at it. And the way we can think about that often is using this analogy here, which was used for the Second World War. And well, I'm using this Second World War analogy, should I say. I know we have far too many war and aggressive analogies in business, but this is a great one. And the concept here, we're talking here about the D-Day landings in June 1944. The simple strategy was to use an overwhelmingly superior force at the narrowest point of attack. And what we can see here, are the Normandy beaches, Omaha, Gold, etc., where the Allied forces dropped over 100,000 men in a single day, totally overwhelming any of the defenses there. And a similar concept comes to sales. We want to focus not on this huge total addressable market or even this service obtainable market, i.e. a realistic market size for 3-5 years from now. We want to think about what is this initial beachhead. Literally, this was the beachhead for the Allied forces in 1944, but metaphorically, when it comes to sales, what is our beachhead customer base? And so far from using this concept here, what I think we should all be using is the TAM onion. Now, it's called an onion because of the way its concentric layers build and build and build. And this, for example, is what a TAM onion might have looked like for Amazon. They started in here using an overwhelmingly superior force at the narrowest point of focus here, which was taking on books. They built the systems. They learned what customers wanted. What do we need around the operations, the delivery? What's the price sensitivity? How do we bundle? How do we get repeat customer, etc., etc. Then we started building out. Then they went to CD. Then they went to other products. And before you know it, they were in this huge total addressable market as this e-commerce giant. And this is really important for two reasons. Tactically, when it comes to sales, what we're saying is we're going to refine a process so that we're exceptionally good at selling just this specific product. We become famous for what we do. We have loyal customers, and that supports our organizational learning. And then when it comes strategically to fundraising, this is critical when we're saying to investors, we know what we're doing. It demonstrates that we have strategic intellectual focus on a certain customer group, and it enables us to deploy our very scarce startup resources to satisfying the requirements and the sales process, the sales playbook, so to speak, of that specific customer group. We obsess over that customer group. We learn, we enhance. Okay, and before we then move on to the next one, we make sure that we're getting to sales viability, product viability, profitability. We have that sales flywheel, so to speak, for that customer base before we then move on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and that next one. That is what scaling is all about. How do we profitably and sustainably target additional customer groups to grow our sales? And that is critical for fundraising because we are asking for money to grow a business. What this Tam Onion helps us to demonstrate is that we have a path. We have a planned path as to how we're going to scale our business. I hope that was useful. I know there's a lot going on there, but if you want to learn more, just drop me a message, send me a DM in LinkedIn, or drop me a comment here on YouTube. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it, share some of the videos I've done on this, share some of the resources that I have. And if you like this video, please don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn or subscribe on YouTube.